tender love, love so tender, holding me close to you. Baby, I surrender.
Hello everyone, I would like to thank you for joining us today. Today I am going to be sitting here and having a deep conversation with my wonderful neighbor and friend, Miss Belinda. Our topic today is meeting your soulmate. A soulmate is someone who completes you. A soulmate is someone who encourages you to be the complete you. A soulmate understands and loves you despite any of your flaws because they don't define who you are by those flaws. A soulmate helps guide you to your true potential, your genuine self, because they recognize what an amazing person you already are. So, Miss Belinda, can you just give us a little bit about you and Ed in less than 5 minutes or so?
Ed was sent to me by God because every time I went out my front door, I was picking the wrong one. So God said, okay, well, I'm going to send him to your door because every time you go out your door, you pick the wrong one.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so his brother Randy introduced us back when Randy was a neighbor of mine. And I met Ed probably about 3 years before we really started dealing with each other. But when I met him, my first question was, who is that? Who is that over there? Randy said, that's my brother Ed, but he's married.
Oh,
I
wow.
said, I'm out.
Yes.
He looks nice, but I'm going over here to get me another potato chip and some soda or something. So that's the way that went. And I never saw him again, never talked about him again or nothing. Then 3 years later, Randy's called me. He said, Belinda, he said, my brother, his wife has passed.
Wow.
And he needs somebody just to go out with. He ain't looking to get married or nothing. He just want to, have somebody to hang out with every now and then. I said, well, okay, I'm not dating nobody right now. So, he gave him my number, but he gave him the wrong number.
Oh, wow. So how did that work out?
So the next day, Randy called me. He said, Belinda, he said, he keeps calling and he's getting some sort of fax machine buzz. I said, well, Randy, you're calling me. What do you mean? Give him. He said, well, he's standing right here. Now, mind you, Randy only stayed a few doors down from me. I said, Randy, send him to my door. I'll give him the number myself.
Okay, Miss Belinda.
And bada boom, that's how it went.
Wow. Okay, so I guess I got a couple questions for you based off of that.
Okay.
When did you know Ed was your soulmate?
Well, I didn't until probably about 8 months after. Because we did, because after the first, I had been dating a few guys, and I told them, they were all assholes.
I can relate to that.
Everything be nice and perfect for 6 months. Then that 7th month, here you go. Here they go with some bull crap. So about that 8th month, it was the same. He never changed from what he had started.
Wow.
Then about a year, he still hadn't changed. I said, this might be it. So, because I had been dealing with so many, crazy people, I was dating crazy people. And then Ed came and he was the same. And matter of fact, we've been together about 8 years now, and he's still the same.
Same person that you met when you first met him.
Exact same. Ain't nothing changed.
Wow.
Right. He ain't come off. He wasn't lying. He never lied. He did everything he said he was gonna do. He's a man of his word.
Wow.
With everybody. It's
Yes.
not just with me.
I was about to say with Ed, yes,
Yeah,
I can say.
he's a man of his word with everybody.
Yes.
So he's a good person. He's a really good person. So that was it. after he asked me to marry him, probably about a year and a half after we've been dating, and we were just going to go down to the courthouse. My kids was not having it. You know, because I had never had a wedding, you know, per se. No, Ma, you need to have a wedding. And Ed had never had a wedding. When he got married before, they just went down to the courthouse. And that's what me and my first husband did. We just went to the courthouse. I don't need all that stuff. Look, look here.
That kind of reminds me of my children. I remember when they told Joe, "What's taking you so long? You got to marry my mom." I was like, "Oh, okay." My next question for you is, how are you and Ed different? And does your difference create balance?
It creates balance. Ed's a saver, I'm a spender.
Okay.
So that, you know, he'll back me up. Babe, we don't need that. Babe, come here, babe. Put it in the bank. Babe, put it up. Babe, save it. Babe, you know, so that helps, you know, by me being a spender. So I had to kind of conserve and back up. But and then we don't argue. That's something we don't do. I can almost count the arguments on my hand in probably 8 years, because that's not something we do. What agitates me is Ed is messy. Oh my God.
But doesn't that give you something to clean?
Oh my God. If we fuss or bicker or anything, it's about him, his mess. But then sometimes you got to know how to pick your fights. I mean, or when to pick your fights. You know, if you feel like arguing, bickering all the time, that's what you're going to have. But that's not, you know, if it gets on my nerve, too bad, and I don't feel like it, I'll just step over it and keep going and go do something else. And then until I get tired of it, then I'll go back and pick it up. Or put it up. Or
where it's supposed to be, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because when he cooks in the kitchen, I mean, every seasoning in the cabinet come out, and it's all over the kitchen.
It's not just Ed. That's my husband, too, so I can concur with that. I go back in there and be like, dinner was good, but this is the mess I got.
Can you just put it back where it came from? Just where it came
They
from.
are concentrating on the flavors and everything in it. Everything else is irrelevant.
Oh my God.
My husband will tell me, just go sit down. I take care of it.
It be look like a whirlwind hit the kitchen. I'll be like, what the I'm like, oh my God.
Like I said, I can agree with you on that one.
So that is really the only problem we have. Other than that,
so good. But it seems like from just a conversation with you that even your differences create balance.
Yeah.
In your relationship. Because if y'all were two of a kind, the balance wouldn't be there.
Right. It wouldn't. No.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Name something you do with Ed you never imagined yourself doing.
Going to Dubai. We went to Dubai. And we went because he made a promise to me. Okay. And I made a promise to him. He wanted me to quit smoking cigarettes. I had been smoking for 40 years. And he said, I said, okay, I'm going to quit. I said, I'm going to take this $7 a day, because cigarettes were $7 a day. I said, I'm going to take $7 a day and put up. He said, as long as you stay quit, if you put in 7, I'm going to double it. I'm going to put in 14 a day. And he said, once we get to a year, we're going to open the box and see what's in there. And he said, and then we can go anywhere of your choosing.
Wow.
And I said, anywhere? Anywhere? And I said, well, I want to go to this place called Dubai. He said, well, let's count and see what money we got.
Wow.
And let's see how much it costs to go. And he said, we can go. And we went for 2 full weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a wonderful reward.
I know.
Wow.
That was my reward.
Yes, ma'am. Next question. If there was one thing you could tell yourself before you met Ed, what would it be?
That's interesting. Get ready. Because he here. This is it.
Definitely.
Yeah, he was it. He was the real deal.
Wow.
After dealing with so many buttholes, oh my gosh.
Isn't it a wonderful feeling? Because that's like me and my husband, just dealing with everything that I dealt with before. And then when he came, it's like,
It was
This
such
is
a
it.
sign of
Yes.
relief. I was able to finally breathe, because being an independent woman, I didn't count on nobody, and because I would, in my little house, I would be the one up on the roof fixing stuff. So to have a man to be able to fix stuff, do stuff around the house, pay bills, just be there,
Yes.
do other stuff, just, and to love you regardless of your flaws. Girl, that's been a long time coming. But you have to be ready for it.
Yes.
And all them bad relationships really prepare you for that person. It really does.
Yes, it does.
So don't ever be mad about that relationship, because every bad relationship is a lesson. So you just got to take those lessons in and apply them to your next relationship. But after you get done with a bad relationship, you need to breathe. You need to have some time alone so that you can regroup and learn yourself. And you got to be able to love yourself. And you can't love yourself if you're not by yourself.
Yes,
you got to
ma'am.
be able to enjoy your own company. I used to take myself to dinner sometimes, and then sometimes I'd fix this big marvelous dinner for myself in my house with candle lights. I dress up, put on my little stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be right there.
You was preparing.
Yeah.
And didn't even know you was preparing, but you was
I
preparing.
didn't know. I was preparing myself for Ed.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because you can't take luggage into a new relationship. You've got to be done with that other relationship. You've got to forgive that person. You've got to forgive yourself and take in all the lessons that went through, and then you go to that new relationship with no baggage. So it's life.
Yes. And I can definitely say I agree with you there, because from my last marriage until now, I took a 2-year break.
Yeah.
And I went, it wasn't far, but just going to Cincinnati for 2 years.
Right.
And I had no family, no nothing. It was just me and my children.
Yeah.
And it was the best 2 years I've had.
And you was able
in
to
a long
breathe and
time.
learn yourself. And pay attention to your needs.
Yes, and I figured out what I love to do.
Right.
And not catering to somebody else.
That's right.
I got to find Maria.
Right.
The new Maria.
Yeah.
But I got to love and embrace her.
Yeah. See, and that's awesome. Yeah, because I did that.
Yes.
I took a 3-year break. I was tired of you. Look at here. I'm tired of you. You no good me. Y'all not going to drive me crazy. I'm just going to enjoy myself. But the last one before Ed, I said, okay, God, you must want me by myself. And I got content. I got real content at where I was in my life.
I could see that.
Happy with me.
And that's where I was. My last, I was like, wow.
That you was like, that's it.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
If I have to be by myself.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
I had enough.
And I'm okay if it's meant for me to be by myself. And I always said now that I don't need anybody. It's not the fact that I need you in my life. I want you in my life.
That's it.
And that's totally different
Yes,
than having that feeling that you totally need somebody to be there.
That's
because when you feel you need somebody to be there, you'll go through whatever.
Yeah,
but when you
put up
want
with
them
all their crap, yes, you will
to be there because y'all share all those different things. It's you do it out of love.
Yeah.
Versus just I'm just stuck here.
Right.
I need him. I can't survive with.
Right.
No, only person I need really in my walk is God. Everything else. So yes, ma'am. All right, let's go to our next question, which is, what advice would you give to a woman looking for their soulmate or just met their soulmate? So I guess it's a 2-for-1, but you can answer both of them individually.
Take your time. Take your time. Go at it at a pace that's good for both of you guys.
Yes.
Don't rush. Looking for the soulmate, don't look.
Let them find
It'll fall in your lap. When it's time, God will make them appear. God will not show you nothing until you're ready.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you're ready, it'll just appear. Ed just appeared. He just appeared. It just out of nowhere. I was watching TV, and his brother called me out of nowhere. I said, "What the?" Yeah, Randy, what's up? What?
Yeah.
Just appeared.
And-
So don't look. When you go looking, you find things that are not for you.
And in the word it says, he that finds a wife finds a good thing. Not
Right.
she that finds a husband.
Right.
He that finds a wife finds a good thing.
Yeah, and see, I wasn't looking. I wasn't
That's like me. When I came back, I wasn't looking. I was just content. I just
Yeah.
wanted to live my life and just let go with what came.
Yeah.
So I can definitely agree with that. And my last question, what would you tell somebody who you said take their time. Can you go into a little bit of that, like as far as what do you mean by take your time? If they just found their soulmate, what do you mean by take your time?
Get to know that person. Give it at least after 6 months. At least wait till the 8th month. Give it 2 months after the 6 months.
After the 6 months to see. Because everybody can put on a mask and you meet the
Yeah.
representative. You always meet the representative first.
Right.
Before you really meet the person.
They're going to put on their best those first 6 months. But that 7th, 8th, and 9th month, you're going to see. And then you also need to see that person angry. You need to see that person, you need to see that person.
Through every emotion.
Yeah, you really do.
To see how they deal with those emotions.
Yes.
And can you effectively help them through each emotion?
Can you help them, and
Can you cope?
Can you cope with their emotions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because everybody's different. You got to
Yeah.
see somebody mad. You got to see them happy.
Yeah.
You got to see them sad. You
Yeah.
have to see them in between
And you
every.
can't see all that in 6 months.
No.
You need to give it time.
And I always tell people, when you meet people, I say after the first 90 days, if there's no intimacy, and I'm
Right.
not telling anyone to be intimate at this point or that point,
Right.
you can really see where that person is with you.
Right.
Because if they'll be quick to be like, well, I ain't got none, I'm out. Let me
Right.
go to the next one.
Right.
But if they stay past that, they're really trying to get to know
Know
you,
you.
and they're embracing the other aspects of you.
Yeah, it took a minute for me and Ed, because I was content.
Content.
I didn't look at here. I didn't need look here. I don't. Don't start me. I'm trying to be nice because we on this podcast. But I wasn't looking for none of that. I was content. Because women can go about 2 years.
Don't tell nobody. They think we just be out here everywhere. No, we get content. It's walks in the park,
Right.
reading good books,
Right.
binge watching Law and Order and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
We don't have to have.
no, not at all. And we're self-sufficient sometimes in that area.
Right.
So we be all right.
Right. So,
But,
yeah.
I can definitely say that because when I first met my husband, we weren't intimate for a while.
Yeah, me
And I can
Ed
say
either.
that in the first couple months, he was taking a trip. And I told him, he said, you want to go with me? I said, of course not. You take the young lady you already had pre-planned to go with you and call me when you get back. I know that took him for a loop, like, did she just? Yes, I did. And I'll see you when you get back.
Ed was dating somebody too.
See?
And he said, I'm getting ready to go. I said, well, go ahead. I'll talk to you
When you
later.
get back. Yeah.
I said, call me when you're done.
As soon as
I
he got
was
back, he
content.
called.
Yeah, I was content. Because he said he came in, we going to be friends. I said, okay, friends. But then a friend of mine called me like 3 weeks after we had started dating. I said, my friend coming into town. I said, you just want to take me to breakfast. I said, so I'm going to go and I'll just call you when I get back. He said, no, I don't think I want to share.
Now that was a good one. He said, oh, no, no, you can't do that one.
Wait a minute.
Yeah?
Time out. What do you mean you don't want to share? I said, aren't you dating another young lady? He said, no, I'm going to let that go.
Oh, sound kind of like my husband.
No,
I'll be honest,
I'm
it was
good.
probably about 4 or 5 of us, and I said, and after a while, that last one was a doozy, though, I tell you. But after a while, it was like, well, Guess the best woman won. But I waited them out, and was no disrespect to them. I mean, I was content. If it was going to work, it was going to work. If it wasn't going to work, God was going to bless me with
somebody else.
Exactly.
That's right.
And argue and fight and do all that for what? We are friends. I want you to be my best friend. I want you to be able to talk to me about anything.
Right.
Even if it means somebody else you're talking to.
And that's Ed came in honest. He came in honest. When you come in honest, you need to give a woman the choice if she's going to deal with that or not.
Exactly.
And so she can know which way her lane is going. You know, she'll know which way to deal with you.
Yes,
you know,
ma'am.
Don't not tell them. And then they get their feelings all wrapped up.
And
then all of a sudden you tell them this, no, see, that's that 6 months.
That's that 8 months. That's the 6 months and the extra 2 months.
Right. right.
So truly understood.
Right.
But it has been a pleasure to get to know you and Ed. And spend time with y'all. I really wanted, when I told you I wanted to do this podcast with you, because I really, really admire y'all's relationship. And when you say he hasn't changed and y'all have a wonderful relationship, I can see that.
Yeah.
From the time we come down, we hang out, we spend time together.
Yeah.
Y'all truly love each other.
Yeah.
And it is and y'all's love is not only extended between the both of y'all, but it's extended to every couple and individual that y'all embrace every day.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. And as long as you keep doing that, I think
it'll be all right.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we need to plan a trip together.
Where we going?
I don't know, somewhere.
Just let me know when.
Well, I don't know. Joe was thinking somewhere, and then I thought of that boat thing. That boat, the floating boat down in Kentucky or Cincinnati.
Well, that'll be the next episode. We'll do our next podcast with me and Miss Belinda on the pontoon.
Tender love, love so tender.